tomorrow at 5 on Eyewitness News.
Tonight on Nightline, inside the storm, an unrelenting onslaught as more than 130 tornadoes are reported across the Midwest, tossing cars, shattering homes over 48 terrible hours. Tonight, the reason some survived while others did not. The Romneys, after a debate pitting working moms against the stay-at-home version with Ann Romney front and center, the candidate and his wife sit down for an exclusive ABC News interview with our Diane Sawyer. And Paparazzi, the ultra-famous royal sister, smiling as a pal appears to aim a gun at photographers. Tonight, the press problem that has Pippa Middleton under fire.
From the global resources of ABC News with Terry Moran, Cynthia McFadden, and Bill Weir in New York City. This is Nightline, April 16th, 2012.
Good evening, I'm Bill Weir. Well, it used to be that survival in Tornado Alley depended largely on the yell of a neighbor or the howl of a siren, a decent root cellar, and a lot of luck. But while science still cannot precisely predict where or when a twister will touch down, this weekend proved that warnings are changing with the times. The powerful storms across the nation's belly decimated entire neighborhoods, some cases whole towns, but the fatality count was blessedly low, and it may have had a lot to do with language. Here's ABC's Ginger Z, part of our extreme weather team.
48 hours of terror.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Twisters ripping through the plains, sometimes two at a time.
2 tornadoes.
More than 148 tornadoes reported across 7 states, spurred by a system so strong the Storm Prediction Center issued dire warnings days in advance of the storm. And then, minutes before the tornadoes hit, new warnings with stronger language.
This is a life-threatening situation. You could be killed if not underground or in a tornado shelter.
Part of a NOAA test to try to push people into action. The warnings seem to work.
We had been up kind of listening because it had been bad all day long.
So many scenes of remarkable devastation, but very little loss of life.
When you came upstairs, what'd you see?
Devastation. Just devastation.
Could you believe it?
Yeah, I could believe it because I've seen it before, but never did I have to go through it.
Charlie Hogue escaped with his life, but his house was destroyed.
What are you going to do?
Just rebuild, I guess. Or find another home, one of the two. So.
Across the street today, Paul Lord is recovering, wounded, and seeing his home for the first time since the tornado erased it, with his whole family inside.
My son come out and looked, and the tornado was right there. He said, "You can't make it, let's get inside." It sucked him, or it threw him through the door and down the hallway, and it threw me out in the street.
All 6 of his family members survived.
This is just nuts and bolts and bricks and sticks. And we've got all the families safe. And we've been truly blessed.
Still, 6 people did die over the weekend, just a few miles northeast in a different part of Woodward, Oklahoma.
The sirens, I guess the sirens were messed up by the lightning. I guess a lot of people didn't get enough warning.
The warning was out, but sirens didn't go off early Sunday morning. Lightning shorted them out in an earlier storm. Then the EF3 tornado with max winds of 165 miles per hour hit.
You could see it with the lightning. When the lightning struck up, you could see it. It was huge.
Lacey Hutchinson got one look and started running.
And I holler, "Is anyone out there? If you can hear me, please wake up. There's a tornado on the ground."
Her screams became a makeshift siren for her neighbors, but she wasn't heard by all. The mayor of Woodward says, lesson learned.
For everything to work until it actually happened, and you realize the technology is not as good as we think it is. A backup to a backup will save lives.
Sirens are intended for outdoor use only. There is no regulation from state to state, county to county on how they work or when they're sounded. And when budgets get cut, they're often the first to go.
Tornado warnings can be issued when radar indicates or when storms are confirmed by educated, experienced spotters or emergency officials. Just look at this tornado we saw born in Oklahoma.
You don't see it touch all the way to the ground, but it is a full tornado right now. You can see some of it right at the base and then some at the top. So when those two meet, that's really how the tornado forms. Just touching down, watch this. We've called 911.
The new NOAA warnings are so important no matter how you get them.
What we're attempting to do with the impact-based warnings is to communicate risk. Oftentimes people make a decision about whether they're in danger from a storm based on an experience they've had with weather in the past. Most people have never had the experience of a stronger tornado.
NOAA weather radios are great, battery-powered, and they'll wake you from the deepest of sleeps. But what do you do when you aren't home? Download an app that gives the NOAA radio warnings via text.
You always want to have multiple ways of receiving that information and then be able to take that information, take action on it, make those decisions that ultimately could save your life.
And while no one can predict the number of tornadoes that touch down or the number of homes lost, it's hoped that with the new warning language, the most important number will continue to decline, the number of lives lost. For Nightline, I'm Ginger Z.
And coming up next, an exclusive interview with the Romneys, in which Anne opens up over all that mama drama.
ABC News Nightline, brought to you by the makers of Zantac.
Did you know when you get heartburn, it's too late to take Prilosec? Because Prilosec is not intended for immediate relief. But it's never too late for Zantac. Prilosec takes at least 24 hours to reach its full effect. But Zantac works differently. It relieves heartburn in as little as 30 minutes. Its fast-release acid blockers are clinically proven to relieve heartburn when it occurs. In fact, no pill relieves heartburn faster. So when heartburn strikes, try Zantac. This has been Medifax for Zantac.
Buzz, 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 buzz. You know, typical alarm clock. I am so glad to get rid of it. Just to be able to wake up in the morning on your own, that's a big accomplishment to me. I don't know how much money I need, but I know that whatever I have, that's what I'm going to live within.
Hey, I'm going across America to get people to try on these new Depend silhouette briefs, and today we're rocking the red carpet. Look, it's Lisa Rinna. Lisa, hi. I know you don't need one, but will you try on these new Depend silhouette briefs for charity and prove just how great the fit is, even under a fantastic dress?
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Sure. Why not?
She's doing it. The best protection now looks, fits, and feels just like underwear.
Hey, Lisa, who are you wearing?
She's wearing the new Depend silhouette. We invite you to get a free sample and try one on, too.
I bathed it in miracles.
Cut! Sorry to interrupt. When's the show?
Well, if we don't find an audience, all we'll ever do is rehearse.
Maybe you should try Every Door direct mail. Just select the zip codes where you want your message to be seen, print it yourself, or we'll help you find a local partner, and you find the customers that matter most.
Brilliant. Clifton, show us overjoyed. No, too much. Janessa? A round of applause.
Go online to reach every home, every address, every time with Every Door direct mail.
Today, with the swipe of a comb, the last gray-haired man on Earth disappeared.
This is how the gray era met its end. Just for Men Auto Stop. It's a breakthrough. No mix, no mess. It just combs in. And the formula shuts off at just the right color for the perfect look every time. It's foolproof. New, Just for Men Auto Stop. Gray is over.
50 Shades of Grey, the woman who sparked the frenzy speaks out tomorrow on Good Morning America.
Yeah, it's the CRV. It's a 2000.
What's this?
That's the Odyssey.
What's this?
That's the CRV.
What's this?
That's the award for best resale value in its class.
What's this?
Poster for best-selling crossover in America.
What's this?
That's a telephone.
What's this?
Water cooler.
What's this?
The sun visor.
What's that?
Volume.
What's this?
That's the steering wheel.
What's this?
That's the restroom.
What's this?
This is goodbye.
Get a great deal on the Odyssey during the really big sales event. Real deals, big inventory. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Nightline continues from New York City with Bill Weir.
Ann Romney has never worked a day in her life. Those words had barely been uttered by a well-connected Democrat when the Romney camp pounced. Because if you believe the polls, they need every female voter they can get. As that episode touches off an election year skirmish in the ongoing mommy wars, what better time for Ann and Mitt Romney to grant their first joint interview to ABC's Diane Sawyer for tonight's Your Voice, Your Vote?
She's the best. She's the best.
Together for 43 years. They met as teenagers, married when she was still in college, and 5 sons later on the final push to the White House, he still calls her sweetheart. Is she your diplomat to the world?
Well, she's done the most important task in our family by far, which is that she took primary responsibility for raising 5 extraordinary sons, and then they've married and they're raising children of their own. That's the
4
source of
extraordinary sons and 1 slightly average.
As they move into center stage on the way to the nomination, we met up with him at Fenway Park, and I asked one of his 16 grandchildren to do my job.
You want to do my job and ask your grandfather a question? What's the question you'd most like to ask him? Do you have a question you want to ask him?
Can you win?
If you don't, you
What was that?
Can you win?
Can I win? Yeah, I can. I can. We'll get that done. Thanks, Joe.
But something different for the two of them in this long political career. Mrs. Romney becoming a kind of sensation in an explosive debate after a Democrat said this about her.
Guess what? His wife has actually never worked a day in her life.
She responded with her first ever tweet, writing, quote, "I made a choice to stay home and raise 5 boys. Believe me, it was hard work."
Do you think President and Mrs. Obama are biased against mothers who work at home?
You know, I don't. I think there was a comment that was made. It was an unfortunate comment, and I believe a lot of women are responding to that.
It all happened in the middle of what Democrats dubbed a Republican war on women. And there's now a 19-point lead among female voters for the president.
You said it was a birthday gift to you to criticize you as a mom?
That wasn't how I meant it. It was a birthday gift to me because I love the fact that we're talking about this. I love the fact that women are talking about deficit spending and the economy. I love that. And for her to make a comment that because I am a stay-at-home mom, I don't know anything about the economy, that's where I think it was an unfortunate.
But she, of course, said what she meant was that the circumstances in which you were able to stay at home were a lot different from
Of
so
course
many.
they are. And you know, and I will say, for me, financial security has not been a huge issue. But that does not mean I'm not compassionate. That does not mean that I have not had different challenges. Everyone in life has their challenges. Mine have not been financial. I'm grateful for Mitt for that.
But what about other policies affecting women? Her husband's changed position on social issues, for instance, abortion.
The women who said we've had the legal right for 40 years, what do you say to them about no longer having that legal right if you repeal Roe versus Wade?
I would love the Supreme Court to say, let's send this back to the states. Rather than having a federal mandate through Roe v. Wade, let the states again consider this issue state by state. But I'm pro-life. That's my view. I believe that there is a sanctity to human life.
And just this past weekend, the president saw another opportunity.
To be as transparent as possible.
Implying that Romney has something to hide.
Who we are.
President Obama threw down a kind of gauntlet to you over the weekend, and he said, release 12 years of your tax returns.
Well, the president is going to try and make this campaign about the fact that I've been successful, that I've made a lot of money. I'm not going to get into that.
But the Romneys insist all of this is just a diversion from the president's vulnerability on jobs and the economy.
That is the issue, I think, and those issues are the ones which I think will be defining in this race. This president has failed to get this economy turned around. He said just after he was inaugurated, if he couldn't turn around the economy in 3 years, he'd be looking at a one-term proposition. Well, he hasn't got the job done. 92%, 93% of the jobs lost have been lost by women during this president's term. This is a campaign about getting a president that can get America on track again, make sure our kids have a bright future, and we stop spending money we don't have.
So it's game on to November, one-on-one, including in another famous American campaign arena.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night!
Saturday Night Live. You've been asked, are you going to do it?
I hadn't heard that we were asked until I read about it over the weekend. So I'll take a look at that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Why not? I haven't made a decision on that, just heard about it. And of course, it would depend on the nature of the skit. I want it to be funny.
Who's funnier, you or President Obama?
I have no idea how funny he is in real life. And people don't know me terribly well from the kinds of pranks we play and what it's like in a home with 5 boys. But most of our dinner table events were involving humor of one kind or another, most of which can't be repeated on the air.
So you watch it? You watch Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
You see Jason Sudeikis doing you?
Yeah.
When people ask me, Mitt, just how many piercings do you have?
Jason's very good. I watch the skits that include me now because we TiVo those or DVR them and I get a chance to see them. But right now we've been kind of busy.
Busy preparing for the final road ahead in this campaign, as always, together, including today, which is her birthday.
She got some presents this morning that she had picked out and purchased herself the day before.
Favorite present?
Oh, the favorite present, he got me a beautiful red dress. I think I might actually save it for the convention.
Really?
Yeah, I like it that much. Yeah.
Our thanks to Diane Sawyer. And just ahead, hey, Pippa Middleton, what's with the gun?
Mike and Brenda found a house that they really wanted.
It was in my sister's neighborhood.
I told you it was perfect for you guys.
It's literally across the street from her sister.
But someone else bought it before they could get their offer together.
We really missed a great
Dodged a bullet
opportunity.
there.
So we talked to them about the Wells Fargo Priority Buyer Pre-Approval. It lets people know that you're a serious buyer because you've been credit approved.
We got everything in order so that we could move on the next place we found.
Which was clear on the other side of town.
Wells Fargo, with you when you're ready to move.
Do you know what's in your anti-aging lotion? If it's on the label, it's on your skin. New Puristics works without those chemicals. It reduced the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles in 97% of women in just 3 weeks. That's Puristics, the power of pure.
Follow the wings.
ABC's Private Practice moves to a new night, Tuesday, 10/9 Central.
The people that constantly bitch about old age. Well, if you bitch about old age, what choice have you got? If you're not old, you're dead. Well, when they called me, the nurse said, I have good news for you. You were accepted into the experimental program. Can you be here next week? I says, I can be there today. We came to the hospital, and the hospital is fantastic. What would I say to the people that took such wonderful care of me? First, I would kiss them. Then I would say, you saved my life, all of you. To be able to live yet, to see my great-grandchildren. Maybe I'm lucky enough I might be able to see the bar mitzvah. My grandson is 8 years. I'm 93. No, I don't think I'm going to live 8 years. Though in my place there is a lady who is 104. She's chairman of the welcoming committee.
For some families, it's the park time. For others, it's the pool time. And there are those who love the nighttime most of all.
Every family is different. And now enjoy great savings on summer travel with a 6-night, 7-day room and ticket package starting at $69 per person per day for a family of 4 that gives your family just the Disney vacation they want.
So don't wait. Let the memories begin at the place where dreams come true.
Have you ever imagined having your own outdoor paradise? For years, our customers have told us again and again how Cambridge paving stones with Armortech have changed the way they live. And I can say for years, because Cambridge paving stones made with Armortech means the color will never fade and will look the same for years to come. The best outdoor living ideas come from Cambridge.
Cambridge paving stones with Armortech will always look like new.
A lot of people are buying the Hyundai Sonata, and they're telling us why inside the booth.
My 2012 Sonata, the best car in America.
Every single detail on that car I love.
Gets great gas mileage.
A company that stands behind its product.
Piece of cake process. More upfront, better warranty. Hello? That was my mother-in-law.
I think she was going to tell you about the lease. It's just $199 a month. But only at your local Hyundai dealer.
I live alone, so I worry. If I have an emergency outside my home, how do I call for help?
Go to safelink.com today to get a free phone and 250 free monthly minutes. Pay nothing, no contracts, and no hidden fees. Don't worry, you cannot go over your free minutes, and you can purchase more if you need them. You may qualify if you participate in programs such as food stamps or Medicaid. Get local and long-distance calls, texting, and more.
I spread the word about SafeLink's free service.
Program limits Lifeline support service to 1 per household. Apply today at safelink.com.
It's 50 Shades of OMG. And tomorrow, the woman who sparked the frenzy speaks out for the first time. What will she say? Plus, Ricki Lake's ready to reveal her surprise wedding details, and she's only doing it tomorrow on Good Morning America on ABC.
Make it new, make it smart, make it live. Make it a Nightline night tonight.
Ever since she set a new bar for bridesmaids everywhere, Pippa Middleton has become the world's most photographed in-law. But today's paparazzi run-in may make for some uncomfortable moments for Duchess Kate's little sis, both with the police in Paris and the palace in London. Here's ABC's Cecilia Vega.
It is a whole new side to a woman known mostly for her famous other side. As if Pippa Middleton's nickname, Her Royal Hotness, wasn't already enough to make the palace blush. Here she is, the sister of the would-be queen, all smiles when a friend in the driver's seat next to her pulls out a gun in one of Paris's chicest neighborhoods and points it directly at the paparazzi trailing right behind. The snapshots made morning headlines in British papers like The Sun faster than anyone could say, God save the Queen.
If you point a gun at a camera, the chances are there might be a photograph of that somewhere along the line. So it was utterly ridiculous.
Duncan Larcombe broke the story the palace officially wants nothing to do with. Palace officials tell us they've never represented Her Royal Hotness, and they're not about to start now.
There'll be people in quite senior places in the palace taking a very deep breath.
But deep breath. This dangerous weapon, could it actually be a fake? That's what they told us today when we paid a trip to the Paris offices of one of the handsome young French aristocrats, spotted in the car with Pippa. Workers here even invited us to see the fake gun until they changed their minds and refused to show it, saying they no longer want to talk about the situation. One group is talking, the photographers who looked straight down the gun's barrel. The one who snapped the now famous photo says he knew all along it was a fake. He's telling people we spoke with he never even felt scared. It has been almost a year since Pippa stole the show at her sister's royal wedding. She became a cover girl in her own right.
Pippa became an instant model of everything to women as soon as the royal wedding happened. She went into that church as the girl next door. She was the sister of the bride, and she came out of that church an international phenomenon.
And created a huge public appetite for all things Pippa.
People are obsessed with who Pippa is dating. People are obsessed when she's running a marathon. People want to see her skiing down a mountain in Switzerland. We want to see every move.
Her every move has been tracked by the paparazzi, to the point where Pippa's lawyers reportedly filed a cease and desist letter against the photographers who follow her everywhere. But this incident in Paris is the first public misstep for Britain's most eligible bachelorette.
Since the wedding last year, she really has had a flawless year. They haven't been involved in any sort of particularly negative incidents. And so sadly, certainly on the face of it, looks as though, thanks to somebody that she's been hanging around with, she's going to make headlines now for all the wrong reasons.
The paparazzi have no hard feelings. One reportedly says he even touched the toy gun when they all pulled over to have a laugh. One person probably not laughing.
From Kate's point of view, these are the sorts of headlines that they dread, and certainly if the French police are involved, that will not go down well at all.
But is it really possible that a sister of royalty could go down for something like this? Probably Probably not. Paris police say so far no one has formally complained, and they're not investigating. Though it's illegal to brandish even a fake gun in France, lawyers say Pippa's not likely to take the rap. And maybe that picture-perfect image of hers will stay nearly perfect after all. For Nightline, I'm Cecilia Vega in Paris.
Thank you for watching ABC News. We certainly hope you check in with Good Morning America. We're always online at abcnews.com. Jimmy Kimmel's next. See you here tomorrow.
Up next on an all-new Jimmy Kimmel Live, Zac Efron.
I would like to challenge you to a bra unhooking competition. Sometimes I feel like we didn't learn anything from Tiger Woods.
Kristen Ritter in music from Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds.
You guys want to see a hologram? It looks as if Larry King has appeared on stage here. He's my hologram-pa. I don't know if you know that.
An all-new Jimmy Kimmel Live coming up next.
Skechers Go Run.
Tomorrow believes the more of our world we see, the richer we become. Fly Emirates. Hello, tomorrow.
What's better than Empire's professional next-day installation? Getting it for free during our installation sale. Give your home a fresh new look with beautiful new flooring today. And get Empire's professional installation absolutely free. Shop at home for the latest styles. Trusted